Hey everyone, I am Piyusha and welcome to this channel where we make complex tech topic easy and fun. Today we are diving into a really exciting topic that is servlets and their life cycle. The secret engine behind how your browsers talk to the servers. If you are a Java learner preparing for interviews or just a curious how web magic happens behind the scenes, you are in the right place. So, let's begin. Imagine this, you click a button on a website and boom, the server magically gives you exactly what you need. But wait, who's making this magic happen behind the scenes? Today we are about to unmask the wizard of Java web development, the servlet, and take you on a thrilling ride through its life cycle. So buckle up, Java ninjas. Let's dive into the world of web servers, code, and clever tricks. Alright, so what is this mysterious things called a servlet? In simple words, a servlet is a Java program that lives on the server and responds to requests from your browser. Imagine you are ordering coffee from a vending machine and you press a button that's the client request. The servlet is the machine that brews your coffee and hands it to back as a hot, fresh response. Why it is awesome? Because it's a platform independent. It creates dynamic web content and it works with the HTML, XML and other cool web stuff. In short, servlets are like the backstage heroes of the web application. Now, let's see how this magic machine works behind the curtain, the servlet architecture. There are two big players in the game, the servlet interface and the web container. The servlet interface is all servlets must implement this, and the web container, it is like a Apache Tomcat which acts like a smart manager for servlets. Here's the behind scene actions. If user sends a request, maybe clicks on a submit button, the web container says, "Hey servlet, wake up." And the another example is the servlet runs its logic and returns the response like a message page or result. Slick, smooth, and super fast. Now let's break down the life cycle of servlet into four key phases. First is loading and instantiation. The servlet class is loaded into memory and an instance of the servlet is created. The second phase is initialization. The init method is called to initialize the servlet. This is where resources are allocated and any necessary setup is performed. Third phase is request handling. For each incoming request, the service method is invoked. This method processes the request and generates a response. Fourth phase is destruction. Finally, when the servlet is no longer needed, the destroy method is called to release resources before the servlet is removed from memory. Think of it like a life journey, like birth, setup, action working life, and graceful retirement. So, lastly, let's look at the key methods involved in the servlet life cycle. First is init, servlet configure. This method initializes the servlet with a configuration parameter, allowing it to set up any necessary resources. Second is service in bracket http servlet request http servlet response. This method handles incoming requests and generates responses, playing a central role in the servlet's functionality. Third is a destroy. This method is called to clean up resources before the servlet is destroyed, ensuring that any allocated resources are properly released. This method gives you complete control over your servlet's behavior. Now, let's wrap up with some commonly asked interview questions and their answers. First, explain the servlet lifecycle. The servlet is loaded and instantiated. Then initialized using init. Each request is handled by the service method, which may call doGet or doPost depending on the request. Finally, destroy is called before removal. Second question is, what's the difference between doGet and doPost? Here, doGet is for retrieving data. It depends data to the URL, so it's visible and size limit, and it's great for search queries. DoPost is used when submitting data, uh, and it hides data in the body, allowing more content and better security. And the third question is, how is state maintained in Servlet? Using HTTP session to the store user specific data, or with cookies which store data on the client's browser, or URL rewriting where session data is appended to the URL, useful when cookies are disabled. And these concepts are not only essential in interviews but also in real world servlet applications. And that's a wrap up on Java servlets. We covered what servlets are, their architecture and life cycle, core methods like init, service, and destroy, the difference between doGet and doPost, and how to maintain state using session, cookies, and URL rewriting. If this video helped you, get it like, share it with your developer friends, and hit subscribe for more content every week.